Hi friends, welcome or welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Stacy here. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you for always supporting me, and of course, if you're a returning bestie, shout out to you. Thank you so much for always supporting me. Now, if you're new, comment in the comment section, let me know where you're watching me from so I can give you a quick shout out. And I have a shout out from last week, my godson Cameron. He tuned into my channel. Honestly, I am so blessed. I have 7 god kids, and from time to time they click on my video. Even though I don't make videos tailored for kids, they come on and they support their auntie. So Cameron, if you're watching this video, shout out to you. Auntie love you so very much. If you're new here on this channel, we do a lot of faith-based femininity vlogs, fashion, beauty content, anything that is on my heart to deliver to you. And of course, I do take requests. So if there's something that you want me to talk about, a video that you want to see, let me know in the comment section and I will bring that to you. Okay? All right. So if you cannot already tell by the title of this video, today we will be discussing how to flow like a queen. I don't know, this video has been on my heart for the longest time to put out, and I finally dragged myself to do it. I don't know, I think I've just been enjoying the weather. Like, it is summertime now. If you didn't know, I am in Toronto, Canada, and it is summertime. We have a very long winter, so in the winter time I kind of get the blues and I miss the summer. So when the summer comes around, I try to enjoy it as much as possible, but the show must go on. I do have a duty, and so today we will be discussing how to enjoy your period. How to enjoy your period, how to not hate your period. If you're like me, you started off this journey of your menstrual cycle hating it. When I first got my menstrual, I think I was like 12 or 13 years old. I could never forget the day when it happened. At the time I didn't have a cell phone and my mom was at work. I rushed to the payphone in my village and I call my mom and I say, something's going on, but prior to that, she had already had the conversation with me that I should expect this at a certain age. So it was kind of a soft landing for me, but nothing really prepares you for that as a child. Nothing, especially a young lady, nothing ever prepares you for that. So when it happened, I told my mom and it was really nice. So, but I must say, it's something that I never used to like. I used to dread that time of the month when I know my period was gonna come, simply because I guess they taught you in school, and as much as your parents teach you, it's like I feel like you really, as much as you learn, you don't really keep it in your head what you need to do when it's your menstrual. Plus I didn't really understand the purpose of it and the reason why I had to go through this week of cramp and mood swings and all of these different things from a child. So all the things that I learned in school, what they taught us, it kind of was just like water under the bridge. And so when it happened, I kind of just do what I know I are to do, right? But as I said, I started off not liking my period, and if you're like me, it's kind of annoying. And it's as of recently I started really embracing my femininity in its entirety, and that includes my period as well, because believe it or not, our period is there to clean us, to cleanse us. I think it's just so beautiful. As women, we have this week in the month when God specifically give us to rest and just to reset and to clean us. Like, I think like we're the only human species that, well, I don't know if animals have their period as well. You could correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. My knowledge only goes so far. But as women, God specifically give us a week in a month for us to relax, reset, naturally clean ourselves. And so I'm going to give you a few tips, right, that you can use to implement if you haven't already been implementing them. If you're just like a basic girly when it comes to period, you do your regular stuff, I'm gonna give you some additional helpful tips that you can implement to not hate your period anymore. Okay, a lot of us women go through so much when we are on our cycle in a month. We still have to go to work, we still have to be moms, we still have to run our businesses. A lot of us have cramps, a lot of us don't feel good at that time and all of these different things. So I hope these tips help you. At the end of this video, I promise you, you would love your period a little bit more and you will have much more appreciation for it, because again, I'm here to share so that we could all grow and glow together. Okay? All right. So the very first tip I have here on how to enjoy your menstrual is number one. Now you may be doing this, but I just want to reinforce it. It's to take more frequent showers. So naturally I take 2 showers a day when I'm off of my cycle. So I will take one in the morning, one in the night, and that is just my standard. That's just how I do it, right? You don't have to take 2 showers, okay? To each his own, but at least we should be taking at least 1 shower per day, whether we're on or off our period. I would say 2 showers, but at least take one. You don't have to. And then when we're on our cycle, because we're flowing more, we're going to the washroom even more, we get a little bit dirtier more, we sweat more, you're mixing with blood and all of these different things. I would recommend 3 times per day. So when you're off your cycle, you could do 1 or 2. You can get away with 1. I do 2 showers a day, but because you're on your cycle and you're using the washroom more often, I would say, if you don't mind, 3. It's gonna keep you fresh, you're gonna smell good, you're gonna feel comfortable, and all of these different things. I don't know if you're like me. When it's that time of the month, I tend to feel a little icky, but when I take that extra shower, it just gives me a boost in my confidence. I feel more clean and I feel more comfortable. So that's the very first thing, is to take more frequent showers. Okay, sometimes I even take 4 showers when I'm on my cycle, but again, to each his own. I would recommend at least 2, but the way to go is 3 for me. I usually do 3 or 4 depending on my flow and how I'm feeling. So that's the very first tip, okay? But you should not, under no circumstance, go without taking a shower on your flow, on your period, on your menstrual, okay? I'm sure there's no one in the house that does that, but just in case, okay, guys? All right, we want to stay clean, and we're on our healthy, feminine, girly journey, okay? So tip number 2 is, now this one is obviously discretionary, it's completely up to you, but hey, I'm sharing these tips. Maybe if you don't do this, maybe you can try something new and see if you like it. You never know. That's a beauty in sharing, right? We can get to test out things that we don't normally test out or we don't normally do, and you never know, you just might like it, okay? So tip number 2 is to shave your private part around that time of the month. So I usually shave like a few days before my cycle, because honestly, if you know, like the hair getting in the way with the flow and all of these different things, it can be really messy and really icky and just uncomfortable. So I would recommend that you take a nice clean shave. You don't have to take everything off. You can do it like a low cut, yeah, do it specifically around that time of the month, specifically for that, okay? It's grooming, it's self-care. You're gonna feel more comfortable, you're gonna feel better, you're gonna smell better. If you know hair carries scent, and because you're flowing more around that time of the month, it's a good idea to take a shave, a low cut. That way you can stay clean, comfortable, you can smell fresh, you can feel confident, and all of these different things. As always, as I said, you don't have to do it. These are just tips. You can give them a try. If it works for you, wonderful. If it doesn't, great as well, okay? All right, so tip number 3 is to honor your body by resting and moving at a slow pace. So as I said earlier in the video, I believe that God specifically gave us women, a day, a week out of the month for us to relax, because we do so much. We wear so many hats, we're career girly, we're entrepreneurs, we're moms, we're a wife, we're friends. We do so much, and on a regular day when we're not on our cycle, our pace is fast, especially in the world that we're living in these days. It's very fast, but specifically around that time of the month, you want to slow down. You want to give yourself grace. You want to take more rest. If you're like me, you tend to be tired or feeling a little bit drained around that time of the month. It's because your body is releasing, it's cleansing, and so it can really take a toll on your energy. So definitely allow yourself to have naps. Again, God gave you this time of the month for you to relax and reset. Take it, okay? Take it. It's only for a few days. You're not gonna die. Nobody around you is gonna die because you're taking an extra nap. You're taking some time for yourself. You're going at a slower pace. Nobody is gonna die. I promise you. Take this because your body really, really needs it. Because think about it, your body is under so much pressure. It's working to clean you out. Plus, you add extra pressure on it. It can really be bad for your health. So try to just slow down and rest more and go at a slower pace. Okay. All right, so tip number 4 is to wear more organic and cotton sanitary feminine products. So many years ago, not many years ago, about 5 years ago, I recently switched over from regular sanitary products to only 100% cotton. And I've noticed a drastic change in my flow. I'm not flowing as heavy. I don't have as much cramps. Okay, and if you didn't know, those non-organic or non-cotton products, they have so many harmful chemicals that we put in our body, and I didn't know until I actually did my own research, as I said, a few years ago. And I've switched over from the regular ones to the 100% cotton. I've seen a major difference. It's so much more comfortable. I know it's a little bit pricier. It's a few dollars more than the regular one, but for what it's worth, ladies, our body is our temple. We want to make sure that we're putting the best in our body. If you use tampons, if you use pad, they have cotton pads, they have cotton tampons, and all of these different things. So if you haven't already made a switch, I promise you it is worth it. If you're somebody that has a lot of cramps and discomfort, you're gonna notice a difference once you start using the 100% cotton and organic sanitary products. Okay. All right, so tip number 5, and I honestly, this one, I love it. Okay, I have an excuse that time of the month. I am usually a healthier girly, or I try to work out. I try to make as much healthy choice for my body, for foods that I put in my body. But when it comes to that time of the month, for some reason, I always have cravings for my favorite snacks. So if it's Cheetos, or if it's candy or M&Ms, just the unhealthy stuff. Okay, that time of the month is when I crave that the most, and I usually just honor my body and just give it what it wants at that time. Again, it's for a few days. You're not gonna die, and after those few days has passed, you can go back on your healthy journey, your healthy eating journey. You can work out as much and all of these different things if you want. So allow yourself to eat a little bit reckless. Give your body what it's craving for. Again, you're not gonna overdo it, but if it's asking for some Cheetos, if it's asking for some chocolate, whatever it is, honor your body and just give it a little bit. Remember, like at that time of the month, you're resting, your body's going through a lot. Mentally, we go through a lot as well. A lot of women experience mood swings. So do whatever it is to make yourself comfortable. Give yourself no restriction. Okay, pour into yourself around that time of the month. Okay. Tip number 6 is, while we're eating a little bit reckless, just a little bit, we also want to make healthy choices as well. So around that time, we want to eat a lot of soups. We want to drink a lot of tea. So chamomile tea, ginger tea, raspberry tea, I heard is like really good. I recently started drinking it as well when I'm on my cycle, and it's been really good. It's been soothing. Bone broths. You want to eat a lot of iron rich food, magnesium packed food, because you want to put back energy and refuel your body. Okay, so while we're eating a little reckless, we also want to make healthy choices and eat for the period that we're going through with our body. Okay, all right, so tip number 7 is now this one here. If you don't take away anything from this, take away this one here, because I have experienced this, is to wear cotton underwear. So back in the Caribbean, they'll say bingo bag, big panty. So it's not your French cut, it's not your thong. At that time of the month, around that time of the month, you should have some comfortable underwear that is cotton, preferably. They should be tight fitting or firm fitting. That way, when you put on your pads, it can fit comfortably, and you don't want to wear something that's loose or something that doesn't, hold your sanitary product properly. You want it to be firm fitting and comfy, okay? Because one of the worst thing is to have on your pad and then you're walking and you feel like it's dropping. Like, that is just so uncomfortable. But I noticed since I've switched out to using like some bingo bag or some big underwear or some firm fitting underwear, my pad sits nicely in my underwear and it's more comfortable for me to move around during the day. Okay, You also want to invest in a period panty. Now, I didn't believe in these when I first heard about them. I was a little bit skeptical because I'm just like, you know what? My period is already so icky if it gets on my underwear, let alone on my pad. A period underwear simply means that you're not going to be using a pad with it. You just put it on and it has like the cushion and stuff like that inside it, so it could absorb the fluid and all of these different things. And so for a while I was a little bit skeptical, but then I bought one and I got mine from NYX. I don't know if you know the brand, but it's really good actually. So what I usually do is I use that for the lighter days. So when I'm coming down to the end of my period, so maybe like day 4 or 5, because I usually have my period for about 4 days, and day 4, 5, it's usually really light. That time I don't want to wear pads, so I just put on my period underwear and that absorb whatever fluid or whatever leakage I have. And surprisingly, it's not uncomfortable. So you definitely want, I would advise you to invest in period underwear. I know you can get them from Amazon as well. They sell them in a pack of 3, and preferably get the ones that comes right up to your navel, like it covers your midway. Don't get the lowrider one, the low cut, because those are just not good and it doesn't form and shape your body nicely. So make sure you get one that comes above your navel, so it's nice and comfortable, and it's keeping your frame and you look nice and feminine while you're on your flow. Okay. All right, so tip number 8 is to, now this one here, again, I know a lot of people say that, you know, our private part as women is self-cleaning, which I agree with, and that we shouldn't use any products or anything at all to clean it. I disagree with this, and to each his own, use your own discretion. But around that time of the month, again, we're flowing, we're releasing fluid, liquids, not liquids, sorry, we're releasing blood, and blood tends to have a little scent sometimes, and the last thing you want to smell like is blood. And so when you're showering, even if you don't use it regularly, I would say around that time of the month, take extra precaution and use a mild soap. So what I usually use is the Dr. Bronner's mint soap. Those are pretty nice. It's multifunction soap. I think it's natural. It's really good. So I use that to wash my rear end, which, you know, when we have on your pad, you know, the blood flows all over. Like if you're a lady, if you know, you know, and so you need to take extra measures to clean yourself to make sure that there's nothing smelling, no foul odor or anything like that. So the Dr. Bronner's peppermint soap, there's many different flavors, but you can choose whichever one you favor. I like the peppermint. It's in the blue bottle, blue writing on the bottle, yeah. And then you can also use, so 2 things, either you can use the Dove original soap. That's usually pretty mild enough to use down there without causing any irritation, at least for me and for a lot of people I've heard as well. So the Dove original soap, or you can use baby products. So the baby Dove body wash or baby Dove soap, they're usually more milder for baby skin, so I tend to get away with using those down there and have no irritation. So again, around that time of the month, even if you don't regularly use soap, which I still use soap because I need to get off all of that sweat and all of that, you know, any odor or anything like that, I use soap. But if you don't, I would say around that time of the month, definitely consider using something to keep you fresh and feeling nice. And something that I really love about the Dr. Bronner soap is that it has a nice tingly feeling on the body, and it smells really good. So definitely consider that, or any organic soap that you use down there, definitely use it around that time of the month, because it's just going to help you to stay more clean and fresh and feel more confident and comfortable throughout the 4 days or the week or whatever. All right, so tip number 9 is to have a period pouch with extra feminine products and underwear. So I think this one goes without saying, but again, I know I usually have some of the younger ladies, if you're going to school, or even if you have your handbag, if you know you're drying. So I usually have my pouch with my my keep all or whatever, my little pouch that has, you know, deodorant. I would have like gums, I would have extra underwear, tampons, and all of these different things. You should always have one of those with you, but specifically around that time of the month, you should always carry it, because you don't know when you have an accident, you don't know when your period would come unexpected. So you definitely want to have that ready to go, or you don't even know when you'll go somewhere and maybe you know, a fellow sister want to use a sanitary product, it feels really nice to pull it out and be like, here, you know, I got you, right? So you should always have an extra little pouch. Doesn't have to be anything big, could be something very small that just has like an extra pad, an extra tampon, extra underwear, extra fragrance, body mist, and all of these different things in there ready to go. Yeah, so tip number, I think this is tip number 10, is to, and this one here, listen, do what you gotta do. Okay, again, this week in your life is specifically for you, given to you by the creator. Use it and do not feel bad. Number 10 I have here, say no to social gatherings and non-essential events. So things that are just that you can push back, maybe things that are not so important. Yeah, say no. Just say no. And I know it's kind of hard to do sometimes. A lot of us find it hard to say no. I've been there, but I'm no longer there. Saying no just come out of my mouth so easy. And if you're a lady watching this, I would definitely say practice saying no. There's a lot of strength and power in being able to say no and stand on that, and don't give an explanation as to why. You just simply say, you know what, this doesn't work for me, can we reschedule? And you know, try not to go to too much social gatherings, especially around this time of the month. Again, we don't feel like ourselves, we have our hormones all over the place. You know, we don't want to go out with people and not show up as our best. We're going to be doing them a disservice. So do yourself a service and just take this time to relax and reschedule, shift any, you know, outings or any plans as much as you can, and feel no ways about it. Okay, number 11, and this is my last and final point, and I hope you guys are, you know, getting some really good tips that you can use. These have been working for me, and I just want to share with all of my girlies again, so that we can all glow and grow together. Tip number 11 is to listen soft music, positive podcast. Again, as I say, around that time of the month, our emotion is up in the air. We start feeling all sort of stuff. We start getting irritated more. We tend to judge ourselves so much more, and all of these different things. And after the cycle has passed, you come back to yourself and you're just like, who is that person? So take some extra care, take some extra measures to make sure that you're comfortable. So listen soft music, positive podcast. You can take this time to read books, journal your feelings, journal what you want to release, because as I said, this is a natural time in your life. It's a natural cleansing. Think of your period as a natural cleansing. As you cleanse yourself in that way, you can also cleanse spiritually and physically. Release certain things. Write in your journal, pour out your emotions there, release them and leave them in the past. Okay, yeah, so think of all the things that you want to release and let go of, and think of it as, you know, the end of your period is after, it's like winter, and after your period is springtime, and you have a fresh start and all of these different things. Guys, that brings us to the end of this video today. I had so much fun making this video. As I said, it was on my heart to make for the longest time. I love bringing tips that can help my girls. If you love them, let me know. Give me a big fat thumbs up. Let me know that you love them, so I can keep these videos coming, and so this video can get pushed out to other ladies, and that we can all grow and glow together. Again, if you're new, let me know in the comment section so I can give you a quick shout out, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.